What is it, guys? How once again, and I'm coming at you guys with another content of Cooking Kingdom. In this video, I want to talk about a couple of the comps that I have personally been using inside of the arena to climb all the way up to Master 3 as of right now. And on top of that, I just want to let you guys know all three of these comps are going to be using Caramel Arrow, and one of them is going to be using all epics and no ancients or legendaries. So hopefully you guys can build that team if you guys have the resources too. So let's get started with the first one. I've shared this one with you guys before with the Ginger Brave and Kumio, which is going to be the new one-shot comp, and that is going to be with Caramel Arrow, Dark Cacao, as well as Sea Fairy. Of course, if you do not have Dark Cacao as well as Sea Fairy, you can switch them out for other burst damage like Frost Queen, or even anyone like, I would say, you know, Eclair is fine too. But this just allows and packs a bit more punch into the team because, you know, we have injury as well as the burst damage and the stun from Sea Fairy. So going over the top end real quick, it's going to be the 5 solid almond for Ginger Brave, 5 swift chocolate for our Kumio, 5 searing raspberry for Dark Cacao, 5 searing raspberry for our Caramel Arrow, as well as 5 searing raspberry for Sea Fairy. For all of these three, I would say the most important thing is probably having a bit more damage resist than anything else. And then for Kumio, damage resist is going to be fine as long as you have 5 swift chocolate, as well as 5 solid almond, focusing on damage resist for our Ginger Brave. Going over the treasure real quick, it's going to be our lollipop as well as enchanted rope and the scroll. And the important thing here is making sure that Kumio as well as Caramel Arrow are going to be the ones receiving the buff from the enchanted robe. Let me show you guys this team and what this team is going to be very good against in the side of the arena first. So this team is especially going to be strong against teams like this. A single tank where, you know, you're going to have a lot of cookies that are going to be able to burst down. This team is going to be really good. So let's go and see how well we do against these kind of teams. So here we go. So they do have a pumpkin and a sorbet here. Alright, so as you guys can see, we just kind of bursted down the, you know, just the middle lane, and then now we're just finishing it off with all of the, like, you know, AoE hits that we can do with Kumio as well as Caramel Arrow, Dark Cacao. So, you know, as long as you kind of really see a squishy backline like, you know, Cotton as well as maybe even Parfait or Herb, and then you know there's a Dark Cacao, just a single tank, and that means that you majority of the time going to be able to burst them down even though they have a feather. Alright, so as long as you're able to have and match the skill orders properly, then you should be able to beat a team like this without any problem. A team that I'll watch out for is going to be, of course, a T-Knight comp. You might be able to work around it, but T-Knight is going to still be a good counter to this team. And then a well-built team where they have a lot of sustain. Someone like Strawberry Creep is going to be a one of them. So I will watch out for any of those teams as well when you guys are using this team against, you know, those kind of defense team. Now moving on to the second team is going to be this team right over here, another team that I shared with you guys before, and that is going to be using Caramel Arrow, Dark Cacao, Eclair, Pomegranate, as well as Herb. So the reason why we're using Pomegranate is because of the fact that she did receive a buff from increasing her, you know, attack buff from 20% to 30%, increasing her heal as well as base stats, as well as Herb because of the fact that Herb is able to purify all of the debuffs that are caused inside of the arena right now, especially these three right here. As you can see, Caramel Arrow is going to cause the arrow mark debuff, and then Dark Cacao is going to cause the zap as well as attack, defense, and the injury debuff, which you can't you know, purify, but still the rest of the three you can. And then the weakness debuff caused by Eclair is another one that is pretty annoying. So you can pretty much purify all of these, so that's the reason why we're using Herb instead of Cotton. Alright, moving on to the toppings real quick. It's going to be 5 solid almond for Dark Cacao. So instead of using that 5 searing raspberry, you want to have Dark Cacao survive. That's the reason why you want 5 solid almond. And then moving on to Caramel Arrow, she's going to be using 3 of the juicy apple jelly, 2 of the solid almond, focusing on crit as well as damage resist. And the next one is going to be our Pomegranate. Pomegranate is going to be using 5 of the swift chocolate, focusing on damage resist. And the next one is going to be Eclair. Eclair is going to be focusing on cooldown as well as damage resist, having 5 of the swift chocolate. And then last one is going to be our Herb, focusing on damage resist as well as a little bit of cooldown if you can. Alright, so that's pretty much what we have. Make sure your enchanted robe is once again given to our Caramel Arrow, and then we're using the scythe as well as the scroll. So let me go into the arena and show you guys exactly what this team is going to be good against. Alright guys, so we're going to be versing this team right over here, and it's going to be the double tanks. So if your enemy has a double tank, this team is going to be really good. Alright, so because of the fact that Caramel Arrow is able to cause that pure damage to the tanks, as well as any of the other squishy in the middle, you're able to really deal a lot of damage. And the attack buff as well as the purify is really good right now with this combo. So let me go and verse this team real quick and see how well we do. Alright, here we go. And Caramel Arrow is gonna somersault backwards first. And here we go. We're gonna be able to deal the pure damage right there, and you can see we just got rid of Hollowberry right away. And then we were able to deal a ton of damage to the Strawberry Crepe as well. And then she's gonna come back, deal burst damage. Just look at that damage, guys. So I would say this team is really good right now against any of the standard double tank comps. Even a single tank you could work around it too. But I would say double tank is probably going to be the best team to verse against when using this team here. And now moving on to the last team is going to be this team that I talked about without using any legendary or ancient. And that is going to be having Caramel Arrow in the front, Pumpkin Pie, Sorbet, Herb, as well as Cotton. So what is this team? This team is basically a T-Knight or any of the... this works around the double tank too, but I would say this is really a counter against a T-Knight comp that, are still going around inside of the game right now. So going over the topping real quick is going to be Caramel Arrow with 3 of the Juicy Apple Jelly with 2 of the Solid Almond once again. And then we have Sorbet with 5 of the Solid Almond. And then we have Pumpkin Pie with 5 of the Solid Almond. My Cotton is going to be using 3 Swift Chocolate, 1 Solid Almond, as well as 1 Serum Raspberry. You can go with the 5 Swift Chocolate too. That's not a problem, but I just don't have the set right now, so that's why I'm using this. And then we have 5 of the Swift Chocolate for Herb that we used on the previous team. So the reason why I am putting 5 Solid Almond on our Sorbet is because of the fact that when our Caramel Arrow does somersault backwards, she is going to be in the back, not tanking for the team. That's why our Pumpkin Pie as well as our Sorbet are going to be the tank. Pumpkin Pie is going to be able to stay in the back because she can summon Pom Pom, but Sorbet is going to be mainly in the front. That's the reason why I'm putting 5 Solid Almond. And then the treasures are going to be the very standard one, the Jelly Watch, Feather, as well as Scroll. So let me go and verse a T-Knight comp and show you guys how well we do. Alright guys, so we have a T-Knight comp right over here with T-Knight probably going to be a Dark Cacao or Caramel. And then we have Frost Queen maybe, but let's see how well we do against this team. It could be a Caramel Arrow with the Dark Cacao, and that is going to be the one, Caramel Arrow with the Dark Cacao. Alright. So this team, even though one of our cookies died, because we had the feather, we're still able to come back. And of course, because of the fact that we're doing so much pure damage to the front line, you're just going to be able to, just kill off that T-Knight before anyone else. And pure damage from the Sorbet as well. It's just such a good combo right now against any of the tanks or any of the T-Knight comp, because they really focus on allowing T-Knight to stay alive last, but that's not going to be possible with Sorbet and Caramel Arrow dealing true damage to him. So that's the reason why this team is so good against that team. And I would say if you have the ability to build this team, build it and verse any of the T-Knight comps that are out there right now. And you can see Caramel Arrow as well as Sorbet just dealing a ton of damage to these triple tanks in this team. But there you go guys, those are going to be the 3 of the comps that I'm currently using inside of the arena, and each of the matchup that I would suggest you guys go against with when you're using certain teams inside of the game. Of course, we have majority of the teams are going to be using Caramel Arrow, and that is going to be one of the biggest thing that has changed within the arena. But still, we still have that standard double tank comp with Hollowberry and Strawberry Cray, Hollowberry, Cocoa. Cocoa hasn't really been showing up, or Hollowberry and Dark Cacao and things like that. We always see the T-Knight comp. We always see one-shot comp as well. So if you have one-shot comp, you can just change the sight into the insignia, and then you can work around it as well. But just wanted to share with you guys some of the teams that I'm currently using and what you guys might be able to build if by watching my build. Anyways guys, I hope you guys found the video helpful. If you guys did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the like button, and also don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you guys don't miss out on any future Cooking Kingdom videos as well as live streams that I do on YouTube. Anyways guys, thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.